GQ's newest cover with Serena Williams causes controversy. A$AP Rocky's Under Armour shoe drops at a shocking price point. And rap legend Too Short tells us why he isn't much of a sneakerhead in this week's sneaker story. This is Colorways and Toeboxes. Welcome to Colorways and Toeboxes. It's our take on everything sneaker culture. I'm Mouse Jones, and to my left is my fly and very knowledgeable homegirl, Wuzgood. How you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
You're looking good.
Thank you.
Look, I like all of this. You look, ooh, can we just get into sis's look for a moment? Like, just bow down to sis. Yeah, get into it. I stand. What was the inspiration for this week's fashion choice?
I wanted to do something a little more different, something more girly than I did last week, so yeah.
Well, we see the good feets on. You got the good feets. So you ready to talk some sneakers?
I am, always.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's get into our first segment, Cop or Flop. There are a few drops this week. We hate some, we love some. First up, Reebok, Allen Iverson Legacy, Cop or Flop. Remember, you're talking about a legend, so let's be respectful.
I am. No disrespect, it's definitely a flop for me.
I understand that, I can understand. I have not been excited about a Reebok shoe in a very long time, so yeah. Sorry, AI, this one is staying.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't need it.
Moving on, Air Max 1, white and red, the OG colorway. We talked about it last week, Tinker's Babies.
We did.
What are we doing?
Obvious Cop.
Can you ever have too many?
No.
I feel like they drop.
You gotta collect them from each year. Yeah, you gotta collect them.
Do you ever feel like with each drop, sometimes the quality doesn't match up to the last one?
Definitely. But I mean, the silhouette is there. It obviously won't ever match up to the originals, but like, it's still the OG.
All right. Well, you're copping, and I'm copping.
You're copping.
So we're both copping. Can never have enough pairs.
Nope.
Next up, the Air Force One Coco Snake. Cop or flop?
A cop.
What about this one are you feeling?
It's an Air Force.
Yeah.
And it's wearable. Has a lot of good colors on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a bad shoe. Like, do I need it? No, but would I cop it? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave this one.
I
haven't been excited.
You can't get a fit off in it?
I probably could. You know, simple. Keep it very simple.
Yeah.
But I just haven't been wowed by Air Force this year. I just have not been wowed by Air Force. It's just me. Just me.
Do you own Air Force Love?
I have a few. I have a few.
You better.
I have a few.
Okay, good.
Next up, the Nike ACG pack. What are we doing?
I'm going to have to pass.
On all of them? The whole pack?
Like you said about the Air Force, none of these excite me.
Okay.
I don't need them, no.
Okay. Now, let's get sticky here. Nike Air Foamposite Black and Metallic Gold.
That's clear. No.
I was trying to be objective here, okay?
No.
No, not. I'm leaving this. I hate those clunky moon boots. The only pair I liked was
They're not even a boot.
I don't know what they are. I don't know.
It's like a taxi cab on your foot.
It's definitely not comfortable. So I'm leaving them right where they are.
Yeah.
You're leaving them?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, the Nike Cold Wall Zoom Vomero. A lot of words, one sneaker. Copping or flopping?
Copping.
Why?
I can appreciate that a Cold Wall teamed up with Nike to make this shoe. It's a clean shoe, very easy to wear, it's white, and I really love the brand, so yeah, it's a cop.
Okay. I'm gonna leave them. There's a little too much going on for me.
Okay.
It's a little too much for Mouse.
That's really not, okay.
I'm super simple.
I mean, it's a little
razzle. It's a little razzle dazzle. You know, if y'all want to see, look at me. Okay, just a little something simple. You know how I don't like to do much.
But an all-white shoe is too much. But I mean, whatever.
Anyway,
no shit,
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up, I already know your take on this. The Asics Gel Kayano 5 OG.
I'm so excited for this. Yeah.
It's
super cop.
It's a dad shoe.
And it's an OG colorway. Are you crazy?
It's a dad shoe, nonetheless.
It's amazing.
If your dad showed up to pick you up in this in 2000, you'd be embarrassed.
He better.
Okay.
Absolutely, I'm not embarrassed.
There's no.
That's my pops. What's up?
So you're copping.
Yeah.
We know forget flopping. I'm throwing these against the wall, but I'm flopping.
It ain't for all that.
All right, I'm flopping. I'm good on those.
Okay.
Last but not least, the Air Jordan 1 Rookie of the Year. What are you doing? Copping or flopping? Don't play with my emotions.
Absolute cop. Every sneakerhead needs this in their collection. Yeah.
And you know I'm copping. So I'm cop like 2 pair. You cop like 2 pair.
Maybe 3.
3? All right. Now, if they DM you they're gonna offer you up. I'm wearing
Not
mine.
doing that.
Don't ask me
Not
nothing.
doing that.
Speaking of Jordan Brand,
Yeah.
staying on brand, like I did there, Segway. Segway, people, learn them, use them.
Cut it out.
You're hating? All right, just a little bit. Jordan 1, the Rookie of the Year. We all know, if you're a sneakerhead, if you care about basketball, if you understand who Michael Jordan is, then you know in 1985, during his acceptance speech for Rookie of the Year,
Yeah.
he wore this peanut butter cup suit.
Yeah.
And on the inside, it had all his stats and his accomplishments from that year, and he gave a great speech.
Yeah.
So now Jordan Brand is taking all of that and condensing it and putting it into one shoe. What do we think about this?
It's genius.
Yes.
I can really appreciate it. I definitely think this is going down. I mean, it's definitely going down in history.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's right up there with your bread ones, you know, or like your royal ones.
Wait a minute.
I really do, because it ties it back.
What?
It ties it back to Jordan, you know, like.
So you think
And
the
like
Rookie
just
of the Year?
every aspect of it,
Okay.
like you have his stats in there, you have like a quote of his speech, like, I don't know.
The Rookie of the Year,
it can be
Jordan
placed
1.
with
That's
those.
your hot. We got a hot take, people. You've been waiting for a hot take for our sneaker talk show. Here it is. Wuzgood says that the Rookie of the Year, Jordan 1, is gonna be just as big as the bread in the Royals. This is what you're going on. You're going on record saying this.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I know I'm gonna wear the shit out of these. The mess. I'm gonna wear the mess out of these. Okay, they might have
The
to
mess.
leave that. I'm gonna wear these. I'm gonna wear
And
these
you
a
can
lot.
really wear them.
Yeah,
You can
definitely.
get wear out
Yeah,
of
like
them.
they're just a great color.
Yeah.
They used 3 great colors: that peanut butter, that black, that white, with a great midsole. So you're gonna be able to wear these over and over, and like they're gonna become beaters. Like that you
like
wear.
your royal.
Relax.
Like
okay.
your breads.
So that's why you definitely gotta get 2 pair, cause I get a little schmazzy. You might want to step out. You know, might have a blazer on one night.
Exactly. You
So
can
yeah.
dress it up, dress it down.
Speaking of which, you're the fashionable one of us. How would you dress up this shoe? How would you dress up the Air Jordan 1 Rookie of the Year?
Well, in my opinion, there are many ways to wear this shoe. You can wear a cream pant. You can wear a khaki, like, Carhartt pant.
Right.
You can wear denim. You can wear white. You can do a cheetah pant if you wanted to. You can do a white dress if you wanted to.
You own cheetah pants?
I sure do.
At any point
And
in
you
time,
don't?
were you a cheetah girl?
I might have been.
Okay.
That's for another episode.
I'm gonna move out of that one. Also, sticking with Jordan Brand once again. See, segue people. Jordan Brand, they just named the new president, Craig A. Williams. Larry Miller is moving on to chairman. We have Craig A. Williams coming over from Coca-Cola, where he facilitated partnerships with McDonald's. He's been with Kraft. He has a whole ton of marketing business experience, but has no experience as a fashion person or a sneaker person even.
Right.
What do we think about this pretty much sneaker fashion novice taking the helm of such an iconic brand?
It definitely sounds very scary.
Yeah.
But when you put it into perspective, you know, I would hope that Jordan knows what they're doing. But, you know, like Craig really has a lot of huge brands under his belt, and they've done very well. So I just feel like you mix like the business with like the creative and the understanding of shoes and functionality and what works and what doesn't. And I really feel like they can become even more of a powerhouse. I think it's gonna be a good move.
Do you think Craig Williams will be able to do away with low top Air Jordans?
Well, I know how much you hate them. However, you can't bank on it because Craig is not a sneakerhead.
All right. All right. Well, moving on from Jordan.
Put the request in though.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. Hey, Craig, watch out for my email. But moving on, Under Armour, A$AP Rocky, they have finally released the Skate Rave Low, the SR Low, at a whopping $250 American money.
Yeah.
So if you went to the bank, you would get two $100 bills, one $50 bill, and then you would take it over to Under Armour, and you would give that to them for this sneaker. I don't get it. I don't understand. This shoe, this doesn't look like anything worth $250. Under Armour certainly isn't a brand that feels like they should be charging $250. What's going on over here? Help me out.
I really can't help you out with this one, unfortunately. I personally, I don't get it. You know, like Under Armour prices are not typically $250, and this shoe, it looks very similar to a skate shoe. You know, like it reminds me of a DC shoe, and like those definitely weren't $250. So like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, if you don't get it, I definitely don't get it. But maybe it's not us. We know we're not getting it. But to you guys at home, let us know in the comments below. Would you buy the new Under Armour A$AP Rocky Skate Rave Low, SR Low, for $250? Let us know below in the comments.
And could this possibly be Under Armour's way of introducing themselves to streetwear?
I like how you think, man. Now,
that's the only logical
it could happen
that I can think of.
Now we get to talk about some fun stuff. My favorite topic here. We get to talk about the queen, the reigning queen, the greatest female, no, the greatest living athlete right now. Serena Williams. She graces the cover of December's GQ magazine. That wasn't enough though, because she looks amazing. That wasn't enough for the people. So on there it says Men of the Year, men get scratched out, and in quotation marks, in a very Virgil Abloh way, we see the word woman put in quotation marks. The Twitter streets are going crazy. The feminists are acting up.
Don't do that.
Listen, I'm coming over to you. I'm a dumb man, so I don't get this. Please explain to me why your lady friends are going crazy about this.
First of all, it ain't just my lady friends.
Okay.
This is men and women. There are a couple people just not agreeing with this. I feel like the group of people that are not agreeing with this, it's just a misconception of the message behind it. I feel like people may not understand that this is Virgil Abloh's like marketing. This is what he does. This is how he creates his designs, and it's signature to him. And if you don't understand that, then yes, it can be degrading, because it's like anytime air quotes are around something, like you're being sarcastic about it or like belittling or degrading, whatever the case may be. So I feel like that's where people are finding the issue. If that's the case, like, of course I don't agree. Like, it's just Virgil Abloh, that's his design. But I feel there can be another argument towards that. Like, I feel like it's been a conversation where men always have to like find a way to steal a woman's spotlight, right? So if that is the argument, like I can understand it, just because Serena Williams being on the cover should just be about Serena Williams. And then it being tied into Virgil Abloh by putting the quotation marks around woman. You know, granted, like of course it had they did the 10 with Serena Williams, but
one of my favorite sneakers of this
year. Amazing. But again, like that could be the argument, you know, like why can't it just be about Serena Williams being Serena Williams and being a great athlete, and why is Virgil being tied into it? That can be the argument. I personally don't think it's a big deal, but I mean, I can understand it.
Well, if the lady doesn't have a problem with it, I'm a dumb man. I know I ain't supposed to say nothing about this. All right, let's move away from this, okay? I just think that maybe maybe a few people are so woke, they might need a nap. Just a little nap. It's okay to take a sleep. Naps is okay. Sleep is important. You're super woke right now, because what nobody's taking into account is that like people today are in such a rush to defend things that you might be defending something that doesn't need to be defended. Serena Williams,
it's not taken as seriously.
She's one of the greatest stars of our time.
Yeah.
She has, I would say, 98% control over her image. So I don't think anything would have went on that cover if she wasn't okay with it.
Right.
And if she didn't have a problem with it, and baby Olympia didn't have a problem with it, I think we need to shut up.
That's important.
Or not we, because I ain't saying nothing. Y'all need to shut up. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Now, you guys, hey, I might be a big dumb man and might be wrong, and Wuzgood might be too objective in being nice. You at home, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Is this wrong? Is this too much? Should the word woman not have been in quotation marks? Were GQ wildin', and this should have nothing to do with Virgil Abloh? Or are they too woke and they need a nap? Let us know in the comments below. Next up, it is winter time. You know what that means?
I actually hate the winter, but I do love this.
It means cuffing season. And it also means Dormbakker teams up with Nike, as they do every year for the past 15 years, to release their Dormbakker Freestyle Series collection.
Yeah.
So 6 sneakers have gone out, and 6 children have been selected to put their signature stamp on these sneakers, make the sneaker look however they want, and it goes out for sale. I seen the Jordan 15 that we were talking about last week.
We did.
So,
I know you're hype.
I'm gonna do my best to get my hands on that.
Okay.
But then I seen the Nike Free. I seen an Air Zoom Fly that has quickly become one of my favorite silhouettes this year. Just a very light shoe, and no matter what you do to it, it looks good.
It does.
It's like there's 6 sneakers that people get to pick from, and then all the proceeds goes back to the Dormbakker Children's Hospital. What do you think about this? Should we be looking to see more of this from other sneaker brands?
Yeah, I mean, the simple fact that this is the 15th year that Nike has continued this is so amazing. The message behind it, I definitely feel like more companies should do things like this. You can never have enough help. And it's amazing that with the timing that they decide to do this, you know, like during the holidays, a lot of these kids can't leave the hospital like for the holidays, you know, like, and that could be tough for families. Yeah. So like to have something so big, you know, you're creating a shoe and it's on the market and people can buy your shoe, people are gonna walk around with this, possibly own it for years, you know, like that's an amazing feeling, and I feel like it restores joy and like excitement to hospitals and like to these children that are going through really bad, awful things.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love seeing this as a father of 2. I love seeing this from my kids, you know.
Yeah.
And then even growing up as a sneakerhead and wanting all the sneakers, there was nothing greater than, you know, one day hoping that you'd get your own sneaker. So like these kids, you know, who might be going through whatever health problems, they actually have some like tangible joy to like put a smile on their face and like give them some type of hope that something they got to make is going to go out for mass consumption for however many people are able to get their hands on them.
And they're always so funky.
They really are. Like these kids get to go, these are some creative kids they get. So I don't know if they got help or they're just really like that fire, because for the most part, I'm going to say like 95% of the ones I've seen have all been fire.
They're all so cute, yeah.
So yeah, definitely I'm happy about that. So shout out to Nike for their work with Dormbakker. Now, this week, we were able to catch up with rap legend Too Short for our Sneaker Story segment, and he tells us why he doesn't consider himself a sneakerhead. Run it.
Well, you know, I was a little kid in the 70s, so I'm all the way back to Chuck Taylors and, you know, Pro Kids and all that stuff when it was, you know, your mama would buy you a little pair of little canvas shoes or something, and you got to make them last as long as possible. I've always been surrounded by sneaker fanatics. We tend to not call them sneakers though. Even when they're like basketball shoes, we call them tennis shoes. Regardless, and it drives people on the East Coast crazy. They're like, tennis shoes? These aren't for playing tennis, but it's something that's stuck on the West Coast. Some people, you know, the sneakerhead culture, but I still call them tennis shoes. We used to have these shoes that we called Nikes with the little swoosh. Later on, they started calling them Nike, but we used to call them Nikes. We didn't know how to pronounce it. It was just N-I-K-E, so we called them Nikes. I want some Nikes. It was like, you know, I remember that was a new thing. I probably have a lot of pictures of me wearing blue or black Cortez in different colors. It was the go-to shoe for a long time. That was like my tour, my first tour, like go-to look was just some 501s, some Cortezes, maybe a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, and just hit the streets. I'm gonna tell you how much of a sneakerhead I'm not. I don't know the name of any shoe. Don't read the side of the box. I don't know what edition, number, if it's a Jordan or a regular Nike, I don't know. My little nephew came in my closet and he was, oh, you got these Jordan, them Jordan? I was like, bro, I didn't even know those were Jordans. Like, I just thought they were like black and red shoes. I don't know what they're called. And I found out that I have a nice little Jordan collection. I didn't know, but I do. I just like the colors and the styles, and I know what's like cornball, you know? Like, I'm not gonna get some cornball shoes, but also I don't feel like your statement is made correctly just because the shoes cost a lot of money. I personally feel like a lot of people who are only bent on my shoes gotta cost $800, $1,200. I think some of them end up like, you know, in the clown category where you got these shoes on that clearly we can see you spend a lot of money on them. But other expensive shoes are like, whoa, what are those? And you're like, oh, you gotta go to the special section in the back of the store and get the VIP treatment. But I probably have ventured off into, you know, some $1,000 sneakers just because of the way they look. And it might be like a certain event or something, but I have never bought a shoe that costs more than $900. I will come somewhere like I'm out of town right now, I'll buy a bunch of shoes, then I'll get ready to pack my bags and go, oh man, everything doesn't fit. And I'm like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you guys are getting left. And it'd be like a nice pair of shoes. I feel like they'll end up somewhere, somebody will get them one day, but you know, a lot of people I know would not leave their shoes back. They'd be like, ship them to myself, buy another suitcase, something, stuff the suitcase. I'm just like, I liked you guys while I had you. Hope you have a nice life.
Wow. So, I'm upset that I've never been working at a hotel that Too Short has left
right.
a pair of sneakers. Like, what?
I know.
You leaving Yo, I've literally...
Money.
I went to All-Star Weekend this year and literally had to go buy another suitcase.
No, absolutely.
Like, there's no way I'm leaving no sneaker left behind.
Never.
It ain't happening.
No, that's crazy.
What? What's a pair of sneakers that you would be okay with leaving behind?
None.
Just none.
Period.
You're taking everything.
Yeah.
If I brought it, it's coming home with me.
100%.
Have you ever lost a pair and like freaked out?
Absolutely not.
You've never lost a pair of sneakers?
I've never lost a pair of sneakers.
Why is your life so good?
Because I'm responsible.
Like, no, your life is mad good, son. Like, you never had a you never wanted for any sneaker. Like, everybody always got you the sneaker you wanted. And you never lost a pair?
No.
Who raised you? Like, Daddy Warbucks?
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, we know that the Nike Cortez has always been a staple West Coast sneaker.
Yes.
Like, that's been the go-to sneaker for the West Coast. It's just been, we've seen that all through the community, all through hip hop.
Yeah, definitely.
How important to Nike and just the sneaker community as a whole has the Cortez become?
It's staple, like Forrest Gump's, like everybody. But it's funny that he mentioned it because it is a very LA shoe. Like, I feel like our like staple New York shoe is an Air Force. Their staple is like a Cortez. But I found it interesting the way he spoke about like him not knowing like what the shoe is, but it looking nice, and like that's why he purchases it. And like that right there just reminds me of why I love sneakers so much. You don't have to be a sneakerhead to love sneakers. I mean, he clearly doesn't love them if he's leaving them behind.
No, he don't love them, son.
It's just like, I don't know, like it's a universal language. Yes, some of us speak it more fluently, but the fact that any person can appreciate sneakers, it's powerful.
Now, he also was talking about, what struck me is when he was talking about what gets him to spend a lot of money on sneakers.
Yeah.
The look. What's the sneaker you have in your collection that made you spend the most amount? Not because of the hype, but just because you've seen it and was like, oh, whatever that costs, I'm getting those.
My first pair of off-white boots, they were a pair of off-white boots that Ronnie did a collab with Off-White, Ronnie Feig. So it's a gray, it's like suede gray, and then there's like pink laces and like pink detailing, and then the bottom is like black, like all of them. So the reason that I needed this shoe, like I love boots, you know, like I used to always wear Doc Martens, and it's just more elevated, and I love pink.
Gotta love the pink.
So, you know, I was used to seeing like the other off-white boots, they were all like blacks and tans, and being that this had like a pop of color, I was like, yeah, I need them. So they were like $9.
Well, that's what was good. That's what got her to spend the money. Now I want to ask you guys at home, let us know below in the comments, what was your most expensive sneaker purchase? What is the most you ever spent on a sneaker? Let us know in the comments below. And shout out to my guy Too Short for sharing that sneaker story with us. And make sure you go listen to his latest album, The Pimp Tape. That's it for this week of Colorways and Toeboxes. Make sure you stay tuned, on point, and up to date with the latest on everything sneaker culture. I'm Mouse Jones, along with
Wuzgood.
Peace.